Hello, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
And thank you for joining us as we recap this week's pop culture news. Did you do anything this week?
I played more Kingdoms of the Dump.
Nice.
I'm loving the world building, the mechanics. I don't want to go into too many spoilers, but I'm trying to think of like...
Because I will play it once
I'm trying to think of like, okay, so... characters on the art that might not count as spoilers, right? Yeah. It's like on the art of the page when you go on.
I
the Steam
consider
page.
if it's on like poster, if it's been released as an official still.
So there's a character in the game named Walker Jacket. He has a floating trench coat with a cowboy hat and gloves and a bandana, and he's a super cool character. So he's the first character like that enters your party. Before that, you get like the trash and animal and different things like that. All of them can use food to heal. He cannot. He has to use sewing kits and soap water.
Soap water?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's clothes.
Oh. I was thinking of Shadow. What does that have to do with the Shadow? That's awesome.
And different things like that. And different bosses that I fought where I was like, oh, that's cool. There's one character. All I'm going to say is his name, but his name is Big Daddy.
I think a garbage truck.
And anyway, there's just different character. I'm like, this is one of the, I mean, a good RPG is kind of like you remember moments. And this definitely has that where I'm like, I'm going to remember different moments in this game because of just what happened. The humor, some of the drama, there is dramatic. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is about a war, or preventing a war between the kingdoms.
Yeah.
And like the way the world building works of like there's 5.5 kingdoms. So you find out what the half kingdom is. And it's like, that's actually kind of a cool thought of like.
Why is it half a kingdom?
Yeah. Why is it half a kingdom? And why you find out why they call it the half kingdom. It is so cool. Yeah. I'm loving it so much. And I'm only like 10 hours. I'm a third of the way through, I think. But even then, technically, I'm really taking my time exploring and stuff. So like my gameplay might be a little bit more extended than what's intended. But like I've heard it's a 25 to 30 hour experience. And I've played 10 hours so far.
I mean, as someone who takes their time,
yeah,
I'd always throw that out the window.
So I did that this week. I platinumed SpongeBob Titans of the Tide.
Nice.
If I ever have to cook another Krabby Patty.
You told me that.
That was the last achievement I needed before fighting the final boss. Mm-hmm. That was the last thing I needed. And obviously I don't know if the DLC will have achievements because there is platforming challenges you can buy extra, but I haven't bought them yet.
Yeah.
But there's a Krabby Patty cooking minigame where there's 4 spots on the grill. Each spot is a different button. And when the time comes, you have to press it, and they get faster. So at some point, you're just like
button mashing.
Yeah. And you have 3 lives. Mm-hmm. So if a patty burns, that's 1 life. And I got
that would drive me insane.
The achievement is cook 999 Krabby Patties. Like get a score of 999.
Yeah.
And a Krabby Patty can be worth anywhere between 4 to 8 points. And so I got over 1,000 on my score, and I just let my thing die. I was like, I'm not playing anymore. I'm gonna let it die.
You got as much as you need to, and that's
my PlayStation account was like, you got the achievement, and the game was like, you got the achievement. But then I couldn't exit out. For some reason, the cursor went away on the menu to say leave, and I could not get it to come back. So I closed and opened the game, and it wasn't there. It was there on my PlayStation account. It wasn't there in the game. So I had to get that achievement twice.
Dude.
I was so mad.
Dude. No.
But that's my gaming thing for the week. Haven't really watched anything good because I've been playing.
Yeah.
Those games in my free time, but besides working and Thanksgiving and obviously Thanksgiving and stuff. So but yeah. And you do anything this week?
I finished up the play I was in. It was my first villain role. Also, have you watched St. Dennis Medical? I'm pretty sure I brought this up to you before.
St. Dennis. No, I haven't. It's a new show, right?
It's the second season. Yeah. Second season. It is so funny. So funny. David Alan Grier. Hilarious in it. He'll like go to prove that he can still fight someone off because his nurse is being attacked, and he like go to bed and something like that, and he hurts his back, and he lets a veritable like, what, did you pull your back? He's like, no, I'm fine. Just stumbles around holding on to everything. His comedy is peak. I played more Uncharted. I'm on Uncharted 3 right now. I'm close to the end of that for the 5th time. I started 30 Rock.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I forgot to. You've been texting me so much, and I've just been forgetting to respond, and then I feel bad because I'm like, but we do that to each other all the time anyway. But it's like, but I was like, at work, or no, this was last night.
Yeah,
or may have been at work. I can't remember. The last couple of days have been a blur. But
is that the quote I sent you?
Yeah. You know, I've never watched it, so I didn't even know it was like a parody about having worked on SNL.
Oh yeah, NBC, like the amount of stuff that I see that they let themselves get away with is hilarious to me. I'm only towards the end of season 1, but there's already been so many times where I'm like, I love this show already. Especially Alec Baldwin, because that line I told you. That's about all I did. Well, except for one thing on Thanksgiving. That we'll talk about later.
We did watch Wicked.
Yes.
We should probably talk about Wicked
that.
here.
I forgot about that.
Before we go into the Wikipedia.
Yes. Yeah.
So I loved it. Mm-hmm. It is definitely the reception it's getting is what I expected, because the Act 2 of Wicked has always been, I don't want to say divisive, because it's more people like it than they don't like it, but like compared to Act 1, it's always had its criticisms,
and that's how it is with most musicals.
Understand, and the movie kind of accounted for that somewhat. Yeah, there's still some things where I will say they added some scenes. Obviously, we got the new songs, and it worked.
Did you like the new songs?
Yes, I did like the new songs. No Place Like Home could have been an absolute banger had it not been for the end. And then Girl in the Bubble, like...
The Girl in the Bubble. One thing I loved about that from a technical standpoint was them going through the different mirror shots.
Oh, yeah,
and you never know, like, is she talking about, like, her reflection? Is her reflection singing to her, quote unquote? But every time they went through a mirror, I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
And there's a scene earlier in the film where it's a flashback for Glinda, and that was probably the first tear-jerking moment for me. Like, there's plenty of tear-jerker moments in the whole movie. It's the second act of Wicked.
Before For Good, I was like,
and
a mess.
But yeah, so I want to say I gave the first. What did I give the first one last year?
I don't remember.
I can't remember if I gave it like an 8 or like a 9 or whatever.
I would give this one about like a 7 or 8.
7 or 8, yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I think that some of the extra scenes accounts for a little bit of the clumsy tie-in to the original story / the 1939. It's not one for one supposed to line up with the 1939 film, but it's supposed to.
The story beats.
It's implied that the story beats are supposed to happen. Yeah. It would have been nice to have a couple extra scenes to account for some questions about certain characters, or maybe give one character just a little more time because they gave him an extra scene, but it still didn't answer any questions about him. And then they added some extra stuff with Tin Man that I was like, ow, wow. But
that look. I think
everyone probably knows the look by now.
That look.
But it's weird wanting to dance around spoilers for a 20-year-old musical, but then there's new elements that it's like
but then it's like become a meme online. It's a week since it came out. So it's like, do we talk about it? Do we not?
So but yeah, I really liked it. Obviously, For Good is like the song from the second act. Most people are like, the music from the second act's not really, but
For Good and No Good Deed.
It's For Good, No Good Deed. My sister's favorite is Couldn't Be Happier.
Couldn't Be Happier, yep.
And I like Wonderful, personally.
I liked that.
I prefer the original version to the movie version.
I do too.
But the movie version was really good.
Also, just singing every time you hear Jeff Goldblum sing when he's supposed to be singing and not just like speaking.
Yeah.
It's a treasure. It's a treasure. The song and the name, the title's leaving me, but it's Elphaba and Fiyero.
Oh, it's like for...
As Long As You're Mine.
Yeah, As Long As You're Mine.
As Long As You're Mine. We hadn't seen it since freshman year of high school, obviously, at the stage. Yeah. And I saw it with my mom.
I didn't get to go see it because
that's right.
I got scheduled to work even though I asked off.
That's right.
And it was a whole thing. That was when I was that because that was the year after I graduated, but I was still able to get tickets.
That was my freshman year.
Was Wicked your freshman year? Okay,
there was a Wicked, second. Lion King, Phantom, and then Fiddler.
Okay, there was another year that it was Wicked.
I think it was the year after Fiddler. It was Wicked as well.
Okay, then that was the year I got tickets because your freshman year, my sophomore year, I wouldn't have gone. So yeah. Anyway, but
that scene where it's like, and the stage show, it's pretty and so with a movie, this is online, so it's not spoiled. They toned it down a little bit, even then, I was like,
my
mom comes out, she goes, man, that's for a PG movie. That's a bit. And I'm like, I looked at R. I'm like, Mom, it's more up there in the stage version. That's toned down.
Okay, so speaking of which, I'm segueing.
Into what?
So I told you earlier this week.
That cardigan.
I found one guy did the entire Wicked soundtrack as the Muppets, and he was doing impressions. And I will say his Kermit is not great, so making his Kermit Elphaba probably wasn't the best choice just because of how in and out of the voice he gets, especially when he's singing. No Good Deed was probably the only what's like Kermit where it sounds like Kermit the whole time.
Yeah, but a lot of that's chanting.
But his Miss Piggy was great. And his Fozzie Bear, who was Fozziero, was great. Miss Piggy was Glenda, and then Fozzie Bear was Fozziero. When it got to As Long As You're Mine,
oh no!
At the very end,
I still need to listen to
at the very end, he's Kermit's like, for the first time in my life, I feel wicked, and then which that's not a great impression. And then he goes, Fozzie goes, do you mean walk it? Ah, waka waka. And he goes, don't make us regret this casting more than we already do.
Exactly. What message are you sending?
And or it was like instead of he could be that boy, but I'm not that girl. He could be that bear, but I'm not that frog.
Dude,
the most. If I could pull up here, I'm gonna pull up the guy's names just so it's like people go check this out.
Give shout out to him.
Like I said, he's doing Muppet voices, so there are parts where the singing can be a little like.
That's because he's trying to do
grading,
the impression.
But he's working on doing the impressions.
Yeah.
So, but it is Ricky Downs III.
Ricky Downs.
And all of Frank Oz's Muppets, he does a lot better impression of than he does Jim Henson's.
Yeah.
But like Janice was Madame Morrible.
Okay, why does that make perfect sense though? And who's the wizard?
The wizard is Animal. And it kind of fits. I would have made it Dr. Teeth.
I can see Dr. Teeth. I was also, for some reason, I thought Dr. Bunsen.
Dr. Bunsen. No, Bunsen was, I want to say, one of the narrators during the Wizzo, the Wiz player.
The one short day.
Yeah, the One Short Day.
Yeah.
Because he does base it partially on the movie, so he has the extra bit that was added to One Short Day. And instead of Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, he replaces them with the characters from Avenue Q. Which he does good impressions of, but it's just doing Bert. It's just doing Bert and Ernie, but Bert and Ernie were the Munchkin, like all the Sesame Street characters were the Munchkins, and it was a really good. Just like the casting was, like I said, there's some things I would switch around, but the casting was pretty good.
Was Gonzo?
Gonzo was Bach.
That's why.
And Camilla the chicken was Nessa Rose. So all she said was Bach, and it's like that is.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
That's perfect. So Wicked Witch of the East, you can't tell what's going on half the time.
Exactly.
Fun fact, movie soundtrack of Wicked for Good is the first time Wicked Witch of the East has an official recording release.
Yes.
Because when they did the studio recording back in 2006 or whenever the studio recording was made, they thought it contained too many spoilers for the story, so they did not record it. And then I watched the movie and I'm like, I was not missing much.
Exactly.
That song it serves its purpose.
Yeah, and that's about it.
But he did the whole song, so it was like the most acted out scene in the whole like video, obviously, because that song is mostly a scene. And so, but you could tell which scene got to "We Deserve Each Other," me and Bach. And so it's like Bach, 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 Bach. Oh, Dr. Dillamond is Swedish Chef. And
okay,
so
yes.
It's the anything Muppets, not animal Muppets.
Yeah.
And so when something bad is happening, he goes, Hershey, bad. And just starts talking normal.
Because it's going into goat?
Yeah.
Dude, that is
so
perfect.
At the end when Glenda's,
Hershey, bad.
So at the end when Glenda's sad, just out of nowhere, there's this guy that's like, oh, hey, lady, you seem pretty sad. You want me to cook you a Hurty Bertie Bertie? And it's like, Glenda's plan worked.
Hurty Bertie.
I just had to talk about it because Muppets is kind of a reoccurring thing for us now.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
And we should probably get into our Wikipedia articles.
Yes.
But yeah, Wicked for Good. 7 or 8.
I give it 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
I can go first because you know who mine is.
Yeah.
After maybe 80-ish Wikipedia roulette next, I found myself looking at Charles Manson.
Which one usually does not want to do.
No, I just saw it and I was like, oh, what the one thing that happened here? I'm not going to read it all because you know who Charles Manson is.
It's Charles Manson, but it was just kind of funny that like on the wiki random that we got like a well-known thing, because usually it's like the obscure stuff. When you press random, like statistically it's going to be obscure stuff.
There was a soccer team from Michigan called the something Kangaroos. Another thing started with a K, and that was like number 10. But I'm like, that's all I have. Since we all know who Charles Manson is.
So the Dumont Television Network is mine. It was one of America's pioneer commercial television networks that rivaled NBC and CBS in its heyday. It was owned by Alan B. Dumont, a television... it's Alan B. Dumont's Laboratories, and a television equipment and television set manufacturer and broadcasting company. Was founded in 1940 and began operation in August 15th, 1946. The network was hindered by the cost of broadcasting, a freeze on new television stations in 1948 by the FCC, and even by the company's partner Paramount Pictures. Despite its innovations in broadcasting and launching one of television's biggest stars, Jackie Gleason, the network never reached solid finances. Forced to expand on UHF channels when UHF tuning was not yet standard on television sets, Dumont fought an uphill battle of program clearance outside its 3 owned and operated stations, WABD in New York City, which used its founder's initials as its letters, WTTG in Washington, D.C., and WTV in Pittsburgh. It ultimately ended network operations on August 6, 1956, leaving 3 main networks other than public broadcasting until the founding of Fox in 1986. Dumont's obscurity, caused mainly by the destruction of its extensive program archive by the 1970s. Yeah, most of its programs did not survive to the 70s because we weren't that interested in preserving anything until then.
Yeah. I swear I've seen this logo before somewhere.
Has prompted TV historian David Weinstein to refer to it as the Forgotten Network. A few popular Dumont programs, such as the Cavalcade of Stars, Captain Video, and Emmy Award winner Life is Worth Living, appear in television retrospectives and are mentioned briefly in books about American television history. In addition, a collection of programs and promos is available on the Roku streaming television channel under the Dumont's name. And I won't go through all its origins because it's going to have a long history, but it kind of goes down a rabbit hole that I find interesting. So Dumont aired the first season of the first sitcom to be broadcast on a television network in the United States. This was titled Mary Kay and Johnny. It had an estimate of 300 episodes, though about 20 survive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, only the fate of NBC. So in 1947 to 48, it was on Dumont, and then it was on CBS in 49, and then for the rest of its run, it was on NBC. And it only lasted 3 years, so it switched networks 3 times in 3 years. The fate of the NBC episodes is unknown, though they were known to also have been getting rid of their older recordings in the early 70s and disposing the ones that could not get the stars of the shows to take. The Paley Center of Media has one 1949 episode in its collection. TV Land used a clip of Mary Kay and Johnny in an episode of TV Land, or Inside TV Land, called Taboo TV. This clip showed a scene of Mary Kay and Johnny together in a bed, the single episode held by Paley Center. So only one episode survives. I was thinking of a different show when I said about 20-something. So there's only one episode that is known to survive, only because a clip was used on TV Land 10 years ago.
Wow.
It starred real-life couple Mary Kay and Johnny Stearns. It centered around a bank employee and his zany but not dumb wife and the problems that they encountered. Much of the activity occurred in the couple's apartment in Greenwich Village. Yeah, running time was about 15 to 30 minutes.
Which is normal back then. Like like 2 a show, kind of.
Yeah. And so that is America's first sitcom. This aired, and I was going down NBC.
So were they in a bed together before
the Flintstones and I Love Lucy? The Flintstones is the first couple to be shown on. It's always kind of been that's the first couple shown in the same bed, but apparently Mary Kay and Johnny in the 40s was the first to do so.
And that's the only thing that lives.
And there's so many early sitcoms from the 40s and 50s that they lasted about as long as, I'm trying to think
as long as a modern sitcom might.
Yeah, no, they would last a couple years.
Yeah.
But still be this was, 60-something episodes. Kind of like Mike and Molly, I would say. Shows that were popular when they were on, but really, they kind of had that life. But most of them are not surviving. There's the Aldridge Family, The Life of Riley, Boss Lady, Mr. Peepers. Mr. Peepers.
Back on the Dumont.
Started Wally Cox. as Robinson J. Peepers, the Jefferson City's junior high school science teacher. Others in class included Tony Randall, Patricia Benoit, Jack Warden, amongst a lot of others. You would know Jack Warden as he was in While You Were Sleeping, the godfather to the family, if you've ever watched that. Anyway, but it lasted 127 episodes. 102 survived to this day. So of the early sitcoms that I was looking through, this was the earliest surviving one, or this was the most amount of episodes to survive.
Yeah.
But it often involved Peepers coping with misbehaving inanimate objects or embarrassing moments. In a typical scene, Peepers sees a hopscotch grid chalked on a sidewalk and thinking he's alone, plays the game with abandon, only to discover his girlfriend Nancy has been watching him the whole time. So it was just kind of like a goofy show about a science teacher.
Which one is that?
Mr. Peepers.
Milton Berle show.
Yeah.
The Lone Ranger.
Milton Berle show. We had Ethel and Albert. It was a radio and television comedy show that was an early career starter for Margaret Hamilton.
Oh, wow.
She played Aunt Eva on the show. I'm trying to think of other ones I read that were kind of interesting. There was a sitcom based on the show the comic strip Blondie.
I think I saw that one up there.
It lasted 26 episodes in 1957, and you can find it on Shout TV. There's Bachelor Father. It follows the adventures of Bentley Gregg, a wealthy bachelor attorney living in Beverly Hills, who assumes the responsibility of raising his niece Kelly after her parents die in a car accident. Other members of the cast included a houseboy, Peter Tong, teenage neighbor, and Kelly's on and off boyfriend Howard Meacham, and Kelly's best friend Ginger Farrell. And yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of interesting to go down like what's early TV. So Car 54, Where Are You?
It was literally early TV.
Car 64, Where Are You? Aired from 61 to 63. And then I'm sure people are like, they're just zoning out at this point. But it's television history. It's cool. This show...
We got our liberal arts people.
Yeah. This show starred Joe E. Ross and Fred Gwynn. It was about a pair of bumbling police officers who were appointed to the fictional 53rd Precinct in the Bronx. Car 54 was their patrol car. Much of the series is set in the station house with commanding officer Captain Block, played by Paul Reed, ordering his men to answer neighborhood police calls or investigate baffling cases that they have stymied the force at large. Tootie and Muldoon often blunder into these cases, encountering the criminals accidentally and proceeding on a wrong assumption. By sheer perseverance, inadvertence, and luck, they bring each case to a successful conclusion.
Sounds like us.
So Fred Gwynn starred in it, but it also featured Al Lewis. And those two, Fred Gwynn and Al Lewis, you would know as Eddie and Grandpa Munster.
Oh, the OG Munsters.
Yeah, the OG Munsters, which popped up on my YouTube channel the other day, and that's what caused this rabbit hole.
Like, dude, speaking of Munsters, I saw an ad. We were watching TV the other day, and I saw an ad for Cozy TV, which when I was in like high school showed like 70s to 80s shows as like the classics. And I say this because in the ad I saw, Eddie Munster's head was in the one at the end. But they're now showing like King of Queens, The Nanny.
NJ.
I'm like,
right? Isn't it weird? Just like there's one there was Nostalgia
now?
TV or something on a resort I was staying at in Florida, and it was playing like the Drew Carey show and everything. So I was like, that was like 10 years before I was born. What is this? But Jay, you make fun of. You're not make fun of. I wouldn't ever see you make fun of, but you poke fun at anime all the time for absolutely wild plots. Yeah. In September of 1965,
know your place.
A sitcom aired for 30 episodes starring Jerry Van Dyke and Maggie Pierce. My Mother the Car.
No, I've actually seen episodes of that.
You've seen an episode of My Mother the Car?
Antenna TV. This is like early high school days. Antenna TV, and I saw one episode on a Saturday morning because they're having like a marathon that day, and then I had to go out and help my dad with the yard stuff.
Do you know what's wild about this show? I want to know who worked on this show. My Mother Car had an experienced production team with extensive comedy credentials. We had Rod Amatow, the George Burns and Gracie Allen show, and The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, which is a show that inspired the characters in Scooby-Doo. Alan Burns wrote for Jay Ward and went on to create several critically acclaimed shows, including Mary Tyler Moore Show, Rhoda, and Lou Grant. James L. Brooks, Room 222, Taxi, and executive producer of The Simpsons.
I'll say James Brooks.
And then Chris Hayward, who wrote and produced Barney Miller. So all these people worked on this show, and it was just following the trend of all the Talking Things shows. There was Mr. Ed, My Favorite Martian, My Living Doll. My Living Doll starred Bob Cummings and Julie Newmar, 26 episodes. It is about a psychiatrist whose scientist friend gives him a lifelike robot in the form of the sexy Amazonian female played by Julie Newmar. Shows that. Anyway, so it just I just went down this rabbit hole of like old show. You never heard of Mr. Ed?
No, I've heard of.
Okay, I was like, holy crap, dude! That's like
I've heard of Mr. Matter of fact, the only ones that I haven't heard of these 5 or 6 they list is My Favorite Martian and My Living Doll.
You never heard of My Favorite Martian?
No, unless I just not.
That one surprises me because that one was like a rerun one I would watch with my grandpa. Oh, which one did that star? That was
Ray Walston.
Yeah, and Bill Bixby.
I've watched many an episode of Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, dude, I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched. Like, yeah. The Flying Nun. I've watched some Flying Nun. Anyway, I think we've spent 30 minutes talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
But
time to move on.
Yeah, that's what we did this week. That's the rabbit hole we went down. Old TV. Ain't it something?
And Charles Manson.
And with a brief appearance by Charles Manson.
Should I get my releases for this week?
Yes, sir.
On Wednesday, in movies, on Wednesday, November 26th. Of course, this being, for anyone who doesn't know, a holiday weekend, movies are going to release on Wednesday. Wednesday, November 26th, in theaters, Eternity got an expansion. Zootopia 2 came out. Detectives Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde find themselves on the twisting trail of a mysterious reptile who turns the mammal metropolis of Zootopia upside down. Testing their growing partnership like never before, they go undercover in new parts of town to crack the case. I did watch this the first chance I could get. You have not seen it yet. Dude, loved it.
Loved it?
Loved it.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Dare I say, I think it might be better than the first one. And this is from a Zootopia lover. Fortune Feimster as Nibbles. Stole every scene she was in. As I expected. The story was so good. It felt like the reason I feel like I liked it more than the first was I feel like it had more depth. I don't know if depth's the right word to it with the story. More stakes were a little bit higher than it was in the first one. But it was so I loved it so much. I was laughing at all the stuff. All the new characters were hilarious.
I've heard it does a twist villain well. Like it's the first the first good Disney twist villain in a while.
Yeah. I was like but I dared say almost as good as the first twist villain.
I have problems with the first one.
The first villain?
Of Zootopia, yeah. With her being a twist. I have some things about her. I'm like, it's kind of the same thing as trying to think of another comparison, but like where it's like we needed more scenes with her for the twist to really be
true.
To kind of have hints of her personality not being what she puts on different things instead of 2 scenes and then boom.
Yeah.
You know, kind of.
Yeah, that's true. I will say the trailer that they show where like it's just not really like a trailer, it's just all them going throughout the first trailer that dropped. That hooded figure you don't get much of. So honestly, that's kind of a mislead, which I loved. But I would give it, honestly, and I said after I saw it, I'm like, do you want my rating now or wait till on the pod? Without context, I give it a 10.
Oh wow.
I give it a 10. I would give it a 10. So good. I want to rewatch it as soon as it's on Disney Plus. Hamnet got a limited release. William Shakespeare and his wife Agnes celebrate the birth of their son Hamnet. However, when tragedy strikes and Hamnet dies at a young age, it inspires Shakespeare to write his timeless masterpiece, Hamlet. Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out mystery for the second episode in a row got a limited release in theaters. Detective Benoit Blanc sifts through a series of suspects when a Monsignor turns up dead. Of course, it hits Netflix on December 12th. The Secret Agent got a release in New York. In 1977, Marcelo, a technology teacher, moves from Sao Paulo to Recife during Carnival to escape his violent past and start over. He finds a city full of chaos, and his neighbors begin to spy on him. Friday, November 28th, on VOD and digital, Tinseltown came to As well, it also came to theaters for a limited release. A washed-up Hollywood action star takes a role in a small English village's Christmas pageant. With help from the straight-talking choreographer and quirky cast, he embraces the holiday spirit and reconnects with his estranged daughter with a acting duo I never thought I'd see happen, Kiefer Sutherland and Rebel Wilson. The Thing with Feathers released in theaters. A father and two sons struggle to cope with the sudden loss of their wife and mother. As they try to move on with their lives, the family also has to face grief, which is depicted as a large crow. And Brideheart came to Hulu on streaming. On TV, on Monday, November 24th, Bel Air Season 4 premiered on Peacock, which is the final season. And Everybody Loves Raymond, the 30th anniversary reunion, premiered on CBS. Tuesday, November 25th, which I love because it was right in time because I just finished it. Tuesday, November 25th, Dancing with the Stars Season 34 finale aired on ABC and Disney Plus with, spoiler alert, Robert Irwin finally crowned, which means Irwins are undefeated in the Mirror Ball Trophy. Wednesday, November 26th saw Season 5A of Stranger Things released on Netflix, and Wanla Season 3 released on Apple TV+, both of which are the final seasons. And Prehistoric Planet Ice Age docuseries dropped on Apple TV+. Beautiful. I watched the first 2 episodes. It's so beautiful. And Friday, November 28th saw Season 2 of It's Florida Man released on HBO. That is all for my first batch of miscellaneous.
And
or first releases.
And my video game releases this week, November 24th, saw the release of Constance on PC from BTF. Constance is a 2D hand-drawn action-adventure featuring a paintbrush-wielding artist striving to escape from a colorful but decaying inner world created by her declining mental health. Cross Blitz, released on PC from Taco Bay Studios and the Arcade Crew. Cross Blitz is a unique RPG deck builder featuring fast-paced tactical combat with loads of cards to collect and synergies to wield. Explore, level up, craft new cards, and build the perfect decks as you carve your own path to victory. Hunter's Moon, a Sovereign Syndicate adventure released on PC from Crimson Herring Studios and Zoogaloo Entertainment. A Victorian steampunk roguelike deck builder. Choose from 4 characters with unique cards and abilities. Customize your deck and character as you investigate a mysterious plague, battle corrupted beasts and bosses in turn-based combat to unlock powerful relics and enchanted tarot cards. Identifile, desktop dungeon, released on PC from Gearbyte Games. Become the ultimate desktop cursor in a deeply infected operating system. Navigate folders in dungeon rooms, delete viruses, and level up with EXEs in this action-packed roguelike. Of Ashen Steel, released on PC from Fire and Frost and publisher Tiny Build. Of Ashen Steel is an immersive third-person open-world RPG created by a passionate team that values the essence of classic old-school RPGs and modern design. Explore the lands of a once prosperous land or island, hone your combat skills, and survive in the unforgiving realm of the Kingdom of the Seven. Umi Game, released on PC from Nimble Games, embody a water spirit and fight through a corrupted world in this action co-op roguelite for 1 to 2 players. Take on hordes of enemies and terrifying bosses, summon guardians, and become stronger with every run. November 25th saw Isla release on PC, that's AILA as an acronym, PlayStation and Xbox, with developer Pulsatrix Studios and publisher Fireshine Games and the Iterative Collective. Isla is a first-person horror game set in a near future filled with immersive technology. Play as the sole game tester for a revolutionary new fictional AI. Survive intense horror experiences that prey on your deepest fears as the lines between virtual and reality begin to blur. Captain Wayne, Vacation Desperation, released on PC from Siren Games and Silver Lining Interactive. Captain Wayne is an intense, fast-action retro shooter about a sailor with a shotgun for an arm. With a cartoony, hand-drawn art style and gory gameplay, you'll have to mow down enemies through 8 action-packed locales to take back what's yours. Are you ready to raise anchor? Kill It with Fire 2, released on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation from KC Donnellan Games and publisher Tiny Build. Kill It with Fire 2 is the ultimate co-op spider hunting experience. Either solo or as a team of exterminators, unleash an arsenal of cozy weapons, wreak havoc, and complete dozens of challenges across 7 dimensions under spider siege. So that's the sequel to the game where you basically just set fire to your house because there's a spider hidden somewhere in the room.
Did Trent make this?
No.
I get it.
You're funny.
I know.
Red Rogue Sea, released on PC from Fire Mage Studios. Red Rogue Sea is a roguelike strategy game that puts you in the shoes of pirate captain and their crew. Manage your vessel as you sail through the treacherous waters of the archipelago. Archipelago. I said it right the first time. Of course. This is what I get for doubting myself. Interact with the scum that inhabit it and engage in a battle using a tactical deck building system. You know, all that talk with Arnold Wesker, like all the English majors are like, ooh. And then the minute we just start saying every word wrong the last episode, they're like, and we're gone.
Exactly. We obviously do not, we struggle with grammar.
Yeah, we do. Which is weird because people who write, and I wouldn't say I'm hard on grammar, but I kind of am. Yeah. But then when it comes to reading it out loud, I get like, my brain just like, we don't know how to word. Yeah.
And I'll be pronouncing all these things weird. We don't know how to word.
Jay's go-to character in Mario is Rosalina.
Excuse me. Don't put false narratives out like
I'm
that.
Sorry, it's Swoper.
It's Monty Mole. Wait, in what game are we talking about?
Mario Kart World, it's Swoper.
That's right, the bat.
Swoop. Yep. It's Swoop.
Yep. Swoop.
I'm just saying it wrong because Jay says things wrong.
Wait, is it not Rosalina?
It's Rosalina. We went through this whole thing with Trenton Hayden here.
I remember.
We're going to sit there and watch the movie, and we're going to come back immediately after to record and be like, oh, man, who's your favorite character? And you're like, oh, yeah, it was Rosalina.
They just said it so many times in the movie. It was Bizarre Jr.
Played by Academy Award-winning actress.
Brie Larson?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson? That reminds me.
BR' Larson.
Exactly. I was listening to Conan O'Brien's podcast on the way up here, and it was him and Jordan Schlansky, and Jordan Schlansky is like such uptight, he pronounces everything like, have you seen clips of Jordan Schlansky? Yeah. He was like, it's pronounced this way, and he was pronouncing a dinosaur, and it was like, Brontosaurus, because it's a Latin root, and he's like, shut up. And he goes, Jordan says, I'm like, oh yeah, you're an alumni from Harvard University. He's like, no. It's Harvard University. If you're going to say it right.
That was a huge aside.
Exactly.
November 26th saw the release of Detective Instinct Farewell My Beloved on PC and Switch from Harmonica. A woman vanishes without a trace on a cross-country train. The catch, nobody on board remembers her ever existing in the first place. Nobody except for you. Uncover the story in this mystery adventure game. Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord War Sales DLC released on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. November 27th. Saw a Luna Rift release on PC and Switch from Ben Lowther Saul and publisher Digiggle Games. I think it's Digiggle. D-I-Giggle.
I say this Digiggle.
Digiggle Games. Dodge danger with built-in bullet time teleportation, cosmic chaos, neon lasers, and bosses that delight in your demise. Frantic, fierce, and endlessly replayable. Go solo or team up for co-op mayhem. Bubble Bobble Sugar Dungeons, released on PC, Switch, and PlayStation from Taito Core and Arc System Works. More quests, more power, an all-new Bubble Bobble experience. Go on an adventure through strange dungeons that change every time you step inside. Comic Book Store Simulator, released on PC from developer Akir Pecan Studio and publisher Playway. Manage your very own comic book store. You can unlock over 70 unique comic licenses, each having 5 volumes for you to sell to your customers. Upgrade your tools, hire staff, and expand your store so you can have the best comic book store in the world. And finally, The Last Case of John Morley, released on PC from PlayStation, or on PC and PlayStation from Indigo Studios and Jondusoft. Step into the mind of John Morley, a 1940s detective on his final case. Explore shadowed places long forgotten by time and piece together crime scenes in a narrative adventure steeped in mystery, unexpected twists, and a truth buried for decades. And that is my releases for this week.
And my first batch of miscellaneous is not a lot, given it was a holiday week. In posters, we got posters for Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, We Bury the Dead, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. In trailers and teasers, we got a new teaser dropped of Avatar Fire and Ash for the 3rd episode in a row, releasing December 19th in theaters. Dead Man's Wire, releasing January 16th in theaters. GOAT, releasing February 13th in theaters, which I have yet to see that for some reason. And The Scrubs Revival, premiering February 25th on ABC. In release dates and windows, South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone's new musical comedy produced by Kendrick Lamar has been delayed indefinitely. No Other Choice releases in IMAX theaters for one night only on December 8th. Also releasing in IMAX, Sinners and One Battle After Another will be re-released in 70mm IMAX theaters on December 12th. And those will include the prologue for The Odyssey beforehand. Cool. So a 6-minute prologue. And select indie movies from 2020 and 2021 will be getting theatrical re-releases after their initial releases were affected by COVID-19. The first movies coming to select theaters include Pig, Relic, First Cow, Red Rocket, and Wolfwalkers. And casting, Noah Centineo is in talks to star in the live-action Gundam movie alongside Sydney Sweeney. Invincible Season 4, Aaron Paul revealed he won't return as Powerplex. Scarlett Johansson will star in Mike Flanagan's new Exorcist movie. Eva Green has been cast as Anne Ophelia in Wednesday Season 3. Toby Wallace has been cast as one of the leads for Netflix's live-action Assassin's Creed series. And Shrek 5, randomly during a Thanksgiving Day parade because they showed the float, it was announced that Ferguson Farkle, Shrek and Fiona's sons, are going to be voiced by Skylar Gisondo and Marcelo Hernandez, respectively. Of course, those of you who don't know the name, Skylar Gisondo, Jimmy Olsen from Superman. James Gunn, Superman.
Yeah. It's just so funny. It's like, we got a cast announcement, but I wonder if this is the third plot they're going through, since this is also, the second delay that they've gone through? So it's like,
yeah, what
is Shrek 5 about, man?
Yeah.
It's kind of rumored that, or assumed that they delayed it because everyone predicted what the plot was going to be. And so they
had to change it.
Crap, we got to change it. Everyone's saying how stupid that plot sounds.
Unfortunately.
I heard one thing that was supposedly a leak of
I don't think I ever heard the full thing.
One I heard, and it could have been just a stupid post somewhere instead of an actual leak. But this was one that people were kind of talking about a little bit of the daughter accidentally sends Shrek and Donkey to the real world. And so it's about them trying to get back to their fairy tale land, and then back to fairy tale land, them trying to get look for Shrek and Donkey. I don't know.
Like a live action hybrid?
I don't know if it was going to be live action hybrid or if it was going to be Garfield Gets Real. But
okay.
Where it's they're in the real world, but it's still animated.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just I don't know. Get the creative team behind Last Wish to work on it. They seem to have a good handle on what the Shrek universe is about. So
yes. Please.
But we'll see. We'll see what the plot is. I just hope it's. I mean, obviously, it's got to be about the triplets being grown up. No matter how many people are going to roll their eyes at whatever plot they come up with, because of that,
you weren't gonna be able to.
You're going to have to deal with them being grown up,
especially with someone like Zendaya playing. Yeah.
Zendaya is Lychee. Michi. What's her character's name on Littlefoot?
Oh shoot, I have no idea. Oh no,
because it was a meme for the longest time.
Yeah.
Michi. Zendaya is Michi. Anyway,
I will say Marcelo Hernandez. If you're going to cast a dumb character, you got it. You got it in the bag for Marcelo Hernandez. And that is all for my first batch of miscellaneous news.
I do have one miscellaneous news for you.
Yes.
I didn't know where you would have put this, so I'm just saying it now. Jared Bush. Do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar.
He is a chief creative officer of Walt Disney Animation Studios. Has confirmed.
Oh, the new original?
Nope. Has confirmed that a Zootopia live action remake is in fact not happening after he saw that it was announced on Twitter by Discussing Fish.
Oh, you have me panicking. I'm like, did Discussing Film really put that? Because that is not my news.
Nope, it was Disgusting Fish. A live action Zootopia remake is reportedly in early development. And then you click on vulture.com and it's an article that, anyway, it's funny. Discussing Fish has actually been legitimately funny.
Yeah.
So he fell for it and was like, what was the comment he said? Because someone was like, hey, you fell for it. Someone said, no, Jared, this is a parody account. It goes, oh, no, you're right. I've lost my aura.
He's leading into it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, well, I fell for it. I gotta. Anyway. In my gaming news.
He went to take a drink.
Nintendo has acquired Bandai Namco Studios Singapore, the studio originally behind Metroid Prime 4 before development was reset and moved to Retro Studios. Naturally, the studio has been renamed to Nintendo Studios Singapore. Nintendo cited the studio's, quote, expertise in in-game assets and previous history, with contributing to Nintendo games such as Splatoon as the reason for the purchase. Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos, and Battletoads have been added to the NES NSO app, and Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters and Bionic Commando have been added to the Game Boy NSO app. They were both added on, or all 4 games were added on November 25th. Hytale enters early access January 13th. Pioneer enters early access December 16th. Marvel Rivals revealed the new Grand Garden map, which launched on November 27th. House of Saturn was announced, a new retro horror game from Cathedra Games. Play as an exorcist trapped overnight in a university. Releases on PC. Go Ape Ship was announced from Sound Games and Lightbox Games, a multiplayer in which players are Astro Chimps running a spaceship, releasing on mobile and PC.
Dude.
And finally, I didn't have a lot of news this week. Escape from Ever After, the upcoming Paper Mario-like game about a corporate empire taking over the worlds within books, has set a release date of January 23rd, 2026 on all major platforms. That's the demo that you got that you couldn't get on your PlayStation because
the one that we talked about, like a year ago. I was gonna say that sounds familiar.
It's about the hero of it's about the hero of that dragon slaying story that finds his dragon's castle's been overtaken by a corporate entity, and
you like jump between fairy tales.
You jump between fairy tales and some non-fairy tales where I'm like, that's kind of funny that they're doing a chat. This is not a spoiler because it's on the front cover, and the demo they released this last time is confirmed to be the second chapter. Yeah. So mild spoilers. I won't say anything else other than what the story is, but the second book you go into is Shadow over Innsmouth.
What's that?
That's a Cthulhu. That's like one of the books Cthulhu is from.
That's a fairy tale.
But it's called Shadow over Innsbeek, and all the people are replaced with ducks and birds. And so it's a seaside town of ducks that are like secretly worshiping Cthulhu.
Is this Migration 2? When does that come out?
Man, Storks 2 got weird.
We need a Storks 2 bad.
Right?
That's what the world needs.
That comes out January 23rd on all major platforms. PS5, Switch 1, Xbox Series, and PC.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed the demos they released so far. There's been some legit moments where I'm like, I'm laughing at this.
Yeah.
Some cool mechanics, different things where it's like, it just itches that Paper Mario, or it scratches that Paper Mario itch.
Yeah.
That I have that Nintendo, they sort of fulfilled recently with the remake, but it's like, that classic Paper Mario style of you get a partner, you have a story to go through, there's actual reason to fight. And Origami, I liked Origami King, but there was still no reason to fight beyond, I like to do puzzles.
Yeah.
So it's just nice that indie companies are like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
But that's my gaming news for this week. I saved that for last because that's like legitimately you and I are both excited for that one.
Yeah.
I just love that your boss is implied to be like, his name is Mr. Moon, but he's implied to be from Goodnight Moon.
Yeah.
Because
it's like things they consider fairy tale. Sisters of Grimm has like Wizard of Oz,
and it's
the Jungle Book.
It's funny that it's like Ever After Ink, but they're starting to go to books like, because Sherlock Holmes is also involved at some point.
Wow.
And he does not look like they definitely went with like he's public domain, so we can like interpret
do
him how
what we want with him. Yeah.
But he's probably of the demo of the chapter 2, he's the funniest part of the demo of the chapter 2. Yes. I don't want to spoil it. You can't get the demo now because it was like it was a limited time demo.
You haven't told me anything about like story wise other than the synopsis. Yeah, and I'm like, that's fine because I will legitimately
because there's
play
so
it.
Many comedy moments where I'm like,
and my new looks. We got new clips from Eternity and Fackham Hall, a new look at Justin Theroux as Mr. House in Fallout Season 2, and a close-up look at the Scarecrow's makeup effects in Wicked for Good for the 4th episode in a row. No first looks this week. In box office, Wicked for Good for the 4th episode in a row earned $68.6 million in its domestic opening day, which is the biggest domestic opening day for a movie in 2025 so far, and opened with $226 million worldwide, which is the biggest opening for a Broadway adaptation ever. I saw someone say, "There go studios, don't be afraid to market your movies as musicals."
Right?
Mean Girls, The Color Purple, all legitimately good.
Wish. I'm kidding. You do not need to be pushing that music anywhere.
Schmigadoon Season 2.
Schmigadoon Season 3. Wait.
Yeah, unfortunately. We were robbed.
They're working on getting it, adapting it to stage apparently though.
I did see that.
They're working. They're doing the best in a bad situation.
Yes. Zootopia 2 is tracking to have a $520 million plus opening weekend, which includes a $200 million plus projected opening in China, the biggest opening for a Hollywood movie in the territory post-COVID. It could be the biggest global opening for an animated film ever and could become one of the top 5 biggest opening weekends for any film ever. And as of today, it has become the first Hollywood movie ever to pass $100 million in a single day in China. Glenn Powell for the 3rd episode in a row. We got new looks at how to make a killing for the 2nd episode in a row. We got our first poster, first look at Glenn Powell, and the first trailer was released. Of course, it releases February 20th in theaters. And new announcements, James Cameron has co-directed a Billie Eilish concert movie that will be released in theaters on March 20th. Concert movie will also be presented in 3D.
Where in the Avatar universe does this take place?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, he took a break from Avatar for once in his life?
Are they introducing...
Is Billie Eilish in canon?
Does Billie Eilish become an avatar?
Spider's just listening to Billie Eilish in his head. A live-action Far Cry series is moving forward to FX with Noah Hawley and Rob McElhenney executive producing. It'll be an anthology format with a different cast and setting each season, just like the games. Plans are underway on future movies in the Wicked universe. Rush Hour 4 has been greenlit at Paramount as teaming up with Warner Brothers to distribute, and Brett Ratner will return to direct. I need to show my dad the Rush Hour movies. I don't think he's seen them.
He's never seen the Rush Hour movies?
I don't think he has.
Just knowing the kind of movies that you're like, of course, we find out new things about your dad every day.
Exactly.
But like some of the movies I found like that even
Free Guy?
Yeah. But
That's
even
the biggest
before
surprise.
like Free Guy and different things, like there was like your dad just gave the vibe of like, well, he would like buddy cop movies. So
He absolutely would. Especially comedy.
So Rush Hour makes sense.
I feel like he would like it. You know what? Tonight I might be like, Dad, you want to watch Rush Hour? If I have it. Speaking of which, I showed him the SpongeBob trailer, and I don't think he wants to see it.
He doesn't want to see it.
He laughed at it, and I'm like, do you want to see that? And he goes, I don't know. Which is no.
Yeah.
Which is a polite no.
We'll just watch this one with my mom like we did the Plankton.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take it, yeah.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard and Gabriel LaBelle will star in a new comedy movie, Crashland. The film follows a group of small-town amateur stuntmen who antagonize their community and filming crude, jackass-style stunts. And Michael B. Jordan says they are developing a Creed spinoff TV show about his daughter, his character's daughter.
It is crazy that Creed has not been around long enough to have some kind of legacy spinoff.
Yep. And he's calling it the Creedverse. And I'm like, wow.
Oh.
Rocky's had like twice removed from Rocky. And then you got the I Play Rocky, which is like, anyway.
Yeah.
And miscellaneous mentionables, I do have just 2 or 3. James Cameron says Netflix films shouldn't qualify for the Oscars, saying, quote, the Oscars mean nothing to me if they don't mean theatrical, and Netflix should be allowed to compete if they put the movie out for a meaningful release in 2,000 theaters for a month. One thing I actually half agree with him on.
Yeah, I do.
They do have to have, in the rules of the Oscars, they have to be out for at least a week. To qualify for the Oscars, they have to be out in theaters for at least a week in some way, shape, or form. Usually for streaming, it's like limited release. Mm-hmm. Or if it's like K-Pop Demon Hunters, they released a sing-along version. So I half agree with that. About a month, because it's not going to get a lot of money, but which I get it. They do need to have some form of theatrical run, which they do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't agree with they shouldn't qualify at all because those Netflix has some movies that are legitimately like they are. Netflix goes one of 2 ways.
You've
good. Got Temu Hallmark.
Hot Frosty.
Or you have, I put as much love into this as I possibly could with the budget I was given for a Netflix movie. And then you get classics like K-Pop Demon Hunters, which I mean, technically that's an acquisition. That wasn't one that they greenlit.
Sony Pictures.
But I'm trying to think. There was one that they did. Wasn't Over the Moon, was that an original or was that another acquisition?
I don't remember. I think that might have been an original.
Because that one's really good. Because I know Wish Dragon wasn't. I want to call that one original, but it's also an acquisition.
Yeah.
But anyway, they've made some legitimately good films. Quiet Place.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. I half agree, but not to that full extent. Macaulay Culkin says he has an idea for a Home Alone Legacy sequel, saying, quote, I'm either a widower or a divorcee. I'm raising a kid. I'm not really paying enough attention, and the kid is kind of getting miffed at me, and then I get locked out. My son won't let me in. He's the one setting traps for me. The house is some sort of metaphor for our relationship. Love that. Love that.
That actually sounds legitimately like, I'd watch that.
Yeah. And he'd come back to like executive produce it. I guarantee it. I'm down for that. And Thomas Newman, who did the score for The Shawshank Redemption and WALL-E, among many others, will compose the score for Star Wars Starfighter. That is all for my miscellaneous.
In my anniversaries, November 23rd was the 20th anniversary of Pride and Prejudice, the 15th anniversary of Santa Paws, the 20th anniversary of Yours, Mine, and Ours, the 20th anniversary of Rent, the 10th anniversary of The Expanse, the 20th anniversary of Animal Crossing Wild World on DS, and the 20th anniversary of Mega Man Battle Network 6 on Game Boy Advance. November 24th was the 15th anniversary of Tangled, the 15th anniversary of Burlesque, and the 25th anniversary of Nancy Drew Message in a Haunted Mansion on PC. November 25th was the 10th anniversary of Creed, the 10th anniversary of The Good Dinosaur, the 5th anniversary of Croods the New Age, which means that it has been 5 years since we went and saw the Croods the New Age in theaters, the movie starring Grug, or Nicolas Cage as Grug, as the dad from the Croods New Age.
Yes.
The sequel to Croods starring Nicolas Cage as Grug, the dad from Croods. Shout out to Trent.
I can't believe that's been, dude. That's one of those things where like you're never going to be as good as the first initial watch because it's all of us together.
Oh,
genuine reactions.
Croods New Age is up there with Angry Birds 2 as they probably are fine at best.
Yes,
but the experience we had of watching them
made them top tier.
Yeah, absolutely top tier. Especially because the crowd that we watched New Age with was as reactive as we were, so we were able to we were making jokes with someone in the row behind us. Like it was. And it was also the 15th anniversary of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc on PSP and the 15th anniversary of Mario Sports Mix on Wii. November 26th was the 16th anniversary of Professor Layton and the Last Spectre on DS. There wasn't really much, like I could have probably picked another one, but I was like, there wasn't like a good solid multiple of 5 that day.
Yeah.
November 27th was the 40th anniversary of Rocky IV, the 45th anniversary of Bosom Buddies, a sitcom starring Tom Hanks that lasted 37 episodes.
He said that on the Conan podcast recently. I'm like, what? Someone actually.
That's another one where it's like if you look up the team that was on that one, you're like, oh, it's just funny. What? It's just funny the amount of times in television history have had huge creative teams, successful creative teams, and then they end up having the diet root beer or whatever with the Dana Carvey.
That clip where it's like, home improvement. It's like a very serious episode, followed by the Dana Carvey show presented by Mug's Diet Root Beer.
Yeah, it's November 28th was the 20th anniversary of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time on DS, the 25th anniversary of Breath of Fire 4 on PS1, and the 10th anniversary of Monster Hunter Generations on 3DS. And finally, November 29th was the 15th anniversary of Transformers Prime and the 15th anniversary of Golden Sun Dark Dawn on DS. I did miss one anniversary on November 27th. I kind of read over it. It was the 81st anniversary of Meet Me in St. Louis.
Oh, wow. In lieu of today in pop culture history, the 9th annual Astra film released their nominations for this week. Best Picture Drama nominations went to Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Best Picture Comedy or Musical nominations went to Begonia, J. Kelly, Marty Supreme, No Other Choice, One Battle After Another, and Wicked for Good. Best Actor Drama nominations were Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams, Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, Dylan O'Brien in Twinless, and Jeremy Allen White for Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere. Best Actress in a Drama nominations went to Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Julia Garner for Weapons, Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love, Renate Renciev for Sentimental Value, Sydney Sweeney for Christie, and Tessa Thompson in Hedda. Best Actor Comedy or Drama, Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice, Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme, George Clooney for J. Kelly, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Brendan Fraser for Rental Family, and Jesse Plemons for Begonia. Best Actress Musical or Comedy went to Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Cynthia Erivo in Wicked for Good, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another, Amanda Seyfried for The Testament of Ann Lee, Emma Stone in Begonia, and Eva Victor in Sorry Baby. Best Supporting Actor Drama went to Miles Caton from Sinners, as well as Delroy Lindo from Sinners, Jacob Elordi from Frankenstein, David Johnson in The Long Walk, Paul Mescal in Hamnet, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Best Supporting Actress in a Drama nominations went to Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value and Inga Ibsdottir Lilias for Sentimental Value as well. Nina Haas in Hedda, Amy Madigan in Weapons, and Haley Steinfeld and Wunmi Mosaku both for Sinners. Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy or Musical went to Jonathan Bailey for Wicked for Good, Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another, Josh O'Connor from Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out Mystery, Sean Penn from One Battle After Another, Keanu Reeves in Good Fortune, and Adam Sandler and Jay Kelly. Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy or Musical went to Odessa Azion from Marty Supreme, Glenn Close for Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out Mystery, Ariana Grande for Wicked for Good, Regina Hall and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another, and Gwyneth Paltrow from Marty Supreme. Again, I did say people say Ariana Grande is like the head of the group in predictions for Best Supporting Actress this year. Best Original Screenplay nominees went to Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, Rental Family, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Weapons. Best Adapted Screenplay nominees went to Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, No Other Choice, One Battle After Another, and Train Dreams. Best Book to Screen Adaptation nominees were The Housemaid, How to Train Your Dragon, The Life of Chuck, The Long Walk, Mickey 17, and Superman. Best Director nominees went to Paula Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value, and Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Best Animated Feature nominees went to Arco, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, is that how you say it? The movie Infinity Castle.
I think that's how you pronounce it, yeah. I usually just shorten it to Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. In Your Dreams, K-Pop Demon Hunters, of course, Little Amelie or The Character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. Best Voiceover Performance went to Arden Cho from K-Pop Demon Hunters, Nick Offerman in The Life of Chuck, Will Patton for Train Dreams, Natalie Portman for Arco, Shakira in Zootopia 2, and Scarlett Schur for Weapons. Wait till you see Zootopia 2, and I'm like, I saw Shakira for Best Voiceover Performance. Best Horror Thriller Feature nominees went to 28 Years Later, Black Phone 2, Bring Her Back, Final Destination Bloodlines, and Together and Weapons. Best Performance in a Horror Thriller went to Alison Brie for Together, Ethan Hawke in The Black Phone 2, Sally Hawkins in Bring Her Back, Indy the Dog for Good Boy, Sophie Thatcher for Companion, and Alfie Williams for 28 Years Later. Best Cast Ensemble nominees were Jay Kelly, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out Mystery, and Wicked for Good. Best Action or Science Fiction Feature went to F1, The Fantastic Four First Steps, Mickey 17, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Superman, and Warfare. Best Documentary Feature went to Cover Up, It's Never Over, Jeff Buckley, My Mom Jane, Orwell, 2+2=5, The Perfect Neighbor, and Zodiac Killer Project. Best International Feature nominees were Bellin, It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Surratt. Best Indie Feature were Bob Trevino Likes It, The Chronology of Water, Die My Love, Sorry Baby, Twinless, and Urchin. And Best First Feature went to Bob Trevino Likes It, The Chronology of Water, Eleanor the Great, Good Boy, and Sorry Baby. And Best Young Performer went to Aidan Delbus from Begonia, Anna Sophia Hager for She Rides Shotgun, Jacoby Jupe for Hamnet, Madeline McGraw for Black Phone 2, Marissa Bode for Wicked for Good, and Shannon Mahina Gorman for Rental Family. That is all the nominations for that. I believe they happened in January.
In my anime news, a first look was given at the upcoming Godzilla anime, which follows a boy with the powers of Godzilla within him, releasing in 2026. Upcoming film Expelled from Paradise, Resonance of the Heart will premiere in November 2026. Isekai Office Worker, The Otherworld's Books Depend on the Bean Counter, premieres January 6th. Chikawa will be receiving a film based on its Siren arc in 2026. Romantic comedy manga Pardon the Intrusion, I'm Home will be receiving an anime adaptation in 2026. Otto and Daisy Head have been cast as Mr. One and Miss Doublefinger, respectively, in the third season of One Piece. Midori Tayama's manga Girl Crush will be getting an anime in 2026. Inspired by Irin's sincerity and her own unexpected jealousy, Tenka decides she's going to audition to become a famous Korean. She's going to audition at a famous Korean talent agency. But although her research powers and ability to memorize moves has helped Tenka excel in the past, the judges seem to be looking for something more than just flawless technique. Does Tenka have a chance at becoming an idol when the only thing she's good at is being perfect? Upcoming anime Love Through a Prism will debut on Netflix January 15th. Toko Amikawa's light novel Reincarnated in a Mafia Dating Sim is receiving an anime adaptation. Saga of Tanya the Evil Season 2 premieres in 2026. Haibara's Teenage New Game Plus premieres April 2026. We all have embarrassing memories or deep regrets from high school, right? Socially anxious college senior Natsuki Haibara sure does. When he thinks back on a time of his life, all he has are fleeting fantasies of a happy adolescence that could have been. Imagine his bewilderment and surprise then when he inexplicably finds himself 7 years in the past, 1 month before his first year of high school. school. Can Haibara avoid his previous mistakes, make his way to the top of the school social pyramid, and end up with the girl of his dreams? Or will he be forced to relive 3 years of solitude as the most hated guy in school? He'll need all the help he can get in order to succeed, from a workout regimen to online how-to guides, a childhood friend, and plenty of sheer willpower. Watch as Haibara takes a second shot at his teenage years. And finally, Hell's Paradise Season 2 premieres January 11th.
You want to guess how much comic news I have for this week?
1.
Did you see it?
No, I did not.
I have 1.
Holy moly.
From Marvel. Daredevil Born Again for the second episode in a row. Those of you who have not seen Daredevil Born Again and don't want to know what spoilers happen, skip ahead a couple of seconds. Charlie Cox says Foggy is definitely dead in the MCU, despite fans theorizing that he is still alive, saying, quote, Daredevil heard his heart stop. He's dead. I'm sorry. I'm very sad. I am. I love that theory, but it's wrong. Which I'm like, means he's going to show up in flashbacks for season 2.
Yeah.
Unless they follow the story where he's just saying this and he fakes his own death somehow, but Daredevil literally heard his heart stop. That is all I have for my comics news. And celebrity deaths this week. Jellybean Johnson was 69, the Time drummer and Prince collaborator. Udo Kier was 81, German star of My Own Private Idaho and Melancholia. Jimmy Cliff was 81, reggae pioneer and I Can See Clearly Now singer. Chuck Pothast was 64, 90 Day Fiancé star, dies of brain cancer. John Iman was 76, former child star from Leave It to Beaver and Petticoat Junction. Michael Delano was 84, Rhoda and Ocean's 11 actor. Ethan Brown was 52, actor, model, and son of Jackson Brown. Dharmendra was 89. He was an Indian actor. Jack Shepherd was 85, UK actor known for Wonderland and The Golden Compass. Bayuna was 73, Algerian actress and singer known for Holiday and The Source. Lee Soon-jae was 91, South Korean actor known for Yongari, Monster from the Deep, and Good Morning President. Yorga Kocherbova was 78, Czech voice actress known for being the dub of Princess and Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer, Andrea Beaumont and Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, and Queen Ant and Ants. Danny Segrin was 81, Sesame Street star in the first live-action Spider-Man. Tony Germano was 55, Brazilian Netflix actor and voice artist. And Ingrid Van Bergen was 94, German actress known for Roses for the Prosecutor and Town Without Pity. My sources this week were Deadline, Movie Insider, Hollywood Reporter, Vulture, Variety, Entertainment Weekly, and of course Discussing Film.
My sources this week were IGN, Discussing Film, Crunchyroll, Polygon, and the official sites and socials of the studios and projects mentioned today. And now we are on to our December tier list. It's Hear Us Out. So you remember Porgville, or at least I assume you do. It is 2025... or it's Hallmark's 2025 Christmas movie releases, but it is set in Porgville.
And this is like whether they be good in Porgville. I didn't have a good time titling this.
Yeah. Obviously. Would they be good in Porgville or would they not be?
Will they work in Porgville? Our categories are is happening, will probably happen, might happen, probably won't happen, and over Harrison Ford's dead body. Threw that in there. Okay, so these are in alphabetical order. When I tell you sometimes the anime synopses are long, my God. These TV Guide, Hallmark movie, that's where I got all the synopses from. They were almost as filled the screen. And that wasn't even zoomed in. So I shortened them.
Okay.
As much as I could. The first one, An Alpine Holiday. You know 2 of these, by the way.
Yes.
An Alpine Holiday. 2 estranged sisters, Faith and Kelly, reunite for Christmas in the French Alps to fulfill their late grandmother's wish. They follow in their grandparents' footsteps, rediscovering their bond while also finding romance with their French mountaineer guide, Frederick. I love how they just find ways to shoehorn romance in there.
Yeah. It could have been a lovely movie about Christmas time and learning to get along with your sister.
But it's not a Christmas movie without romance.
Yep.
Would this be good in Porgville?
Trying to think of all the people we have in Porgville.
Oh, I meant to bring up the list. All right. Who are we looking for in Porgville that could be like a skier or something? There's Fraser's farmhand. Clint Powell.
I said, is there, do we find out that clothing boutique owner Margot Robbie has a sister that she's estranged to?
It's Emma Mackey. Because they look the same.
Yeah. They go into the mountains in their grandmas and then fall in love with,
who would play Frederick?
A French mountaineer, Frederic.
Played by FLULA BORG.
I think we're just casting new This boils down to how can we make this better with actors?
Exactly, from Porgville. With Porgville characters, residents.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I feel like she would. Clothing boutique.
So does that mean in the Porgville universe, FLULA BORG is just a mountaineer?
Yes. He's not in the regular universe. Would this happen?
I think will probably happen.
Will probably happen. Okay, the next one is Christmas Above the Clouds. When workaholic CEO Ella Neeser tries to skip Christmas by flying to Australia, she's in for the flight of her life. Haunted by her past, present, and future, she's forced to confront the choices that led her to success, yet left her flying solo. With the help of 3 quirky spirits and a surprise reunion with her ex, she might just rediscover the magic of Christmas. And the love she thought she'd lost. So this is Christmas Carol, but more love than greed.
All right, so let's.
Also, how could you skip? We're not criticizing Hallmark movies.
Yeah,
we're not going down that rabbit hole. Okay. Workaholic CEO Jennifer Aniston is a higher up.
That's true. Is this just Jennifer Aniston's character? It's either that or Kristen Wiig's lawyer.
That's true. Which both would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Their exes are
FLULA BORG.
I was gonna say John Hamm because of Bridesmaids, but FLULA BORG works. FLULA BORG is gonna be the romantic interest, unless it's like a main character in this.
He's flying on his way back to his mountaineering trip, where he will eventually fall in love with Margot Robbie or
Emma Mackey.
Emma Mackey.
Yes. Wow.
We're going to find a way for all these movies to happen in one long stream.
They are. They're all one timeline. So Jennifer Aniston.
Is this... it's happening. This is absolutely happening.
Absolutely happening.
They're getting on a plane and they're going to be visited by 3 ghosts. So
exactly. Okay, the next one. A Christmas Angel match. Did I send you this one?
No, you did not.
2 Christmas angels, Monica and Michael, must work together to match soulmates Daisy and Patrick. Monica is a rule-following angel, while Michael is a more spontaneous. And their opposing methods clash as they try to complete the mission before Christmas. While trying to bring the couple together, you guessed it, the 2 angels start to fall for each other. We got 4 people to cast here.
Well, 2 angels. We could do we pick 2 deceased? I would say, do we pick 2 deceased celebrities?
Oh, that'd be so yes. Why did my mind went to Doris Roberts because of Everybody Loves Raymond. Don't listen to that. Betty White. Wait, are we thinking young or are we thinking old?
Well, they would be maybe. I mean, either way, in the afterlife, you could be young or old.
True.
So if we pick, it could be a young so and so.
I do think FLULA BORG could be Patrick. For sure.
The angels are trying to get FLULA BORG to
with
Mountaineer FLULA BORG to fall in love with
someone named Daisy.
Ridley.
But who are the? See, the thing is, we both thought of people who start with Daisy. Because I thought Daisy Edgar Jones. Thought Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley honestly would be good. Who are Monica and Michael? Michael's more spontaneous.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what?
This is happening.
Yeah. Well, this I don't know. I don't feel like this is happening.
I don't feel like this would happen. I just don't see FLULA BORG getting with Daisy Ridley or Daisy Edgar Jones over Harrison Ford's dead body, or probably won't happen.
Probably won't happen.
Okay, the next one.
Okay. Read Christmas at the Cat. It's Christmas at the Catnip Cafe. In Christmas Catnip Cafe, a marketing executive, Olivia, unexpectedly inherits part ownership of the cat cafe and plans to sell it to the veterinarian Ben. Before Christmas, however, as she works at the cafe with Ben, she becomes attached to the community and the cats, leading to the potential romance between her and Ben, forcing her to reevaluate her life plans.
Okay, so Ben is played by
FLULA BORG.
Yes.
No, this one is Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
Farmer Brendan Fraser.
He's not a vet. He's a farmer.
Yeah. Oh, we never really cast a vet, did we? Are we coming up with new Porgville citizens here? I mean, technically, FLULA BORG has entered the...
FLULA BORG has entered the chat. The only thing we have relatively like health thing is Olivia Colman is a charge nurse. This is how we create more Porgville residents.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who's a good vet?
Who is a good vet?
I think Annie Murphy, but that's only because she dated the vet in Schitt's Creek.
What if the vet is?
I know who Olivia's played by.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
There we go.
She's got 3 cats.
Cat Cafe. She doesn't want it.
Exactly.
She's about to get out of town, and then she gets stuck in here and becomes an English teacher while co-owning a cat cafe with veterinarian.
I was hoping that bringing no names in my mind, but all I could think of was Travis Kelce.
All I could think of was Timothy Chalamet.
Low key though. Low key.
Veterinarian Timothy Chalamet.
Low key. I love this. Don't you? Do you?
Yeah, I get
Okay.
that.
We're updating the Porgville list. I didn't think this would happen. Okay. Okay. And I'll add FLULA in it. He's his own category.
If FLULA is FLULA. He exists.
Yeah.
When
FLULA
he
is
needs
himself.
to be.
Where he needs to be. He's the town gopher. Okay. Now, what we set out to do.
Oh yeah. Is this happening?
I feel like honestly, I'm in will probably happen
Will
territory.
probably happen territory.
I could be convinced of it is happening.
But it will probably happen.
Above, what's this one? Alpine. Above FLULA falling in love with.
No, below.
Yeah. Okay. The Christmas baby. A couple, Aaron and Kelly, find a baby boy on their doorstep just days before Christmas. They initially agree to care for him temporarily while navigating their own careers and relationship, but as they bond with the baby, they decide they want to adopt him and must learn to navigate the foster to adopt process. Not about romance.
It's about family.
Exactly. Good job, Hallmark.
Is this? Do we have a couple? Do we have Porgville people that are like married?
I don't think we do. We're just not even establishing new residents. We're establishing lore. Dude.
Is this the story of how a current Porgville resident was adopted? Is this a prequel to the Porgville?
Spencer?
Is Spencer Agnew the Christmas baby?
Dude.
It's just his head superimposed onto a baby.
It's the Melissa McCarthy one thing I told you about.
Goo goo gaga.
Goo goo gaga. Is Spencer Agnew the Christmas baby?
Who are his adopted parents?
Let's see. It has to be new people because is it some people on here?
Yeah, it has to be new people. People that are a notorious married couple.
Does it say what they do?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, there is Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
There we go.
Therefore, I mean, you cut this out. Aaron and Kelly, they're both women in the movie, but
yeah,
Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Where do I add that at?
Oh, are they both women in the movie?
Yeah.
Are they and they're a married couple?
Yeah.
Or then
Ellen and Portia.
Rebel Wilson and Rebel's wife. Rebel Wilson and her, but there's like. They are Spencer's age, I think, so that doesn't count.
An older
Actually, no, they're
one.
younger. They're older than Spencer, but not by enough to be parents.
Yeah. An older one who's maybe like 40s or 50s.
Do we just want to ignore that and just have it be Goldie Hawn?
Yeah, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yeah, there we go.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
We tried. We tried. We're
I'll
just
put son of Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yeah, because without just being like, and these two are married. It's just.
And then next time we do a Porgville list, we can incorporate these people in there.
Oh, that's right.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
We can give them jobs if they don't have them.
Exactly. Okay. Where would that show up at?
It might happen.
Might happen.
I'd say it might happen.
One more.
Goldie Hawn, and in this universe, it's Katie Russell.
True.
A gender bent Kurt Russell.
Exactly. The Christmas Cup. Staff Sergeant Kelly Brandt returns home for the holidays after a knee injury threatens her military career. To help her cope, her family encourages her to lead their hometown team in the annual Christmas Cup competition against a rival town. As she works with Fire Captain Quinn Stockley to organize the team, she starts to develop feelings for him and realizes she loves leading, but must also decide if she wants to return to the military when she receives an unexpected call from her base. Do we have a firefighter?
We don't. Do we? Do we have a firefighter?
I could have sworn we did.
We never came up with a firefighter.
We do have a soccer mom, Anne Hathaway.
I was going to joke and be like, it's Hillary Duff because Cadet Kelly.
Dude, honestly, I'd be down for that. We need a firefighter.
We need a firefighter.
Captain Quinn Stockley.
It's FLULA.
I was going to say it's
Firefighter and Mountaineer FLULA falls in love with Cadet Kelly or with Hillary Duff.
Exactly.
But then afterwards, not every Hallmark movie. Who knows what happens
He
after
used
their
to
happy
date
ending?
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Or Kristen Wiig. Might be falling in love with Margot Robbie. Is FLULA a player?
Who knows? In this universe, yes.
It's his own category, and we fill his jobs. Okay. You're captain. Okay. Okay.
It's funny how based on vibes last time is what jobs we gave them. This time we're like, no, okay,
based on
we
Hallmark
need
movies.
someone to be a veterinarian. Okay, now we need someone to be a
No, not the vet, not vet. That's Timmy Chalamet.
oh yeah, that's Timothy
Timmy
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
But no, I'm talking about like we are going. Okay, we have these jobs.
You need to fit him in
We
here.
need to fit them in there somewhere.
Mountaineer Frederic. Oh, is he changing his name? is FLULA a con man?
FLULA is the
a bad
local
guy?
snake oil salesman.
Okay. FLULA. Christmas Cup, I meant to say.
Christmas Cup.
FLULA with Hillary Duff. Could that happen?
I don't know. I don't know why I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Yeah.
Is it you don't see as like probably won't happen? Or
I
you
see
don't
it
see
probably won't happen.
Over Harrison
We have
Ford's
yet
dead
to see
body?
a plot that would not happen in a million years in Porgville.
True. If Harrison Ford can be a grumpy old man,
Yeah.
Hear me
Harrison
out,
Ford,
hear
of
me
course.
out. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything has happened.
Harrison Ford obviously is every Hallmark movie has that grumpy character.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Harrison Ford.
He's the one who reminds them that, hey, it's Christmas. You change.
Yeah.
Was this above?
Okay. We are putting this in. I don't know. I think it might happen again. Yeah, I think Christmas Cup of Gold might happen.
Might happen above Christmas Baby or below Christmas Baby?
Above Christmas Baby.
Above Christmas Baby. More likely to happen
That
than
one
Christmas
is
Baby.
that Christmas Baby teeters onto probably won't happen to me.
True.
Just
true,
because of the casting
true.
issue we had with it of like, can we be true to the original plot while also fitting in Porgville kind of.
True.
Yeah.
I do agree. And that is all for this week.
All right. Well, on that note, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those interactive things. We had a lot of behind the scenes problems with this one.
Hallmark has broken us.
Be sure to follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerds. Follow me on most social medias at SirStumpSlot or SirStumpSlot17.
Follow me at PolarPanda001 or Chris M. Pratt fan.
And we will see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.